That was like 2016, 17. Yeah. Oh, appreciate it. Did you get check on me too?
What?
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Oh. That's right. Somebody pick up the phone.
Okay. Listen. Yeah, we can talk about it. This is live on YouTube, right? Too as well?
He doesn't.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Right. Listen, my passport it took me, and I had a business trip that I was supposed to go on to Canada, and they jacked up my whole entire stuff, and the passport didn't come until almost a month and a half later. Actually, it was almost 2 months.
When I tell you this story, you're not going to When I tell you you're
Right.
I put in my application for my passport on Friday, July 9th.
When did you get your passport? Did it just come?
Friday, July 29th.
But you know what? It's been...
I expedited it, but even with the expedited, it still takes 5 to 7 weeks. Come on and talk about the Lord. I told the woman at the post office, she said, you're not going to get your passport even with it expedited. You know I said that to her, right? I said, no, I'm going to be honest with you, ma'am. I'll be all right. She said, no. Most people, when they try to do what you're doing, they have not been able to get it in time. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not most people. God loves me. I serve his people, and I'm a faithful tither. I'm going to get this passport. And so the week of, I'm not panicking or tripping. But I told my travel agent, I just want you to know, I didn't get my passport. What do I need to do? She said, what? She said, you leave next Thursday. I said, I know, what do I do? She said, call the senator. I called Booker's office. They answered immediately. I told them that I needed my passport. I said, no, you guys got other stuff to do. They called passport agency. The next day, my status changed from not available to approved, and the next day I got it in the mail.
Shut up. Yeah, I got gypped.
Wait,
I got gypped.
You said you got gypped?
I got gypped. They played me.
God.
Oh wait,
But it's still not even on my page.
tcustoms.com.
You good? All right. Oh, shucky ducky quack quack. Let me share it. Let me share it. Let me share it. Ooh, it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night. We about to get this. About to get it started. Oh, there we go. And we almost got the same colors on. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, 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 boom. Hey, everybody. What is going on? You guys already know it is another wonderful Tuesday. How you guys excited? Can we just give it up for Tuesdays? Why? Because Tuesdays is about making me matter, making you matter, and making Mama LENNY matter. And, of course, making Norm matter. Big shout out to everybody that's getting ready to jump on the check-in. Happy Tuesday, guys. How was your weekend? I hope you guys, hi, Niecy, I see you. I hope you guys had a really, 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 really good weekend. Whew, do I got stuff to tell y'all. But in the meantime and in between time, you already know it's going to be something up in here tonight. I'm happy to see y'all. Y'all already see that we got somebody sitting right pond yonder. I'm going to tell you all about him in a second. And we are so excited to be here with you. Holla at your girl. Let me know what city you're in. Let me know what city, what state. How was your weekend? How was your week starting? How is everything going? And yeah, and all of that good stuff. Before we get started with the Making Me Matter radio show, if you would do me a big favor, tag a friend, text a friend, tell a friend, and let them know that the Making Me Matter radio show is what? On the air. Can somebody please say, hey, go ahead. Can I just get a, hey, Miss Barker?
Hey, Miss Barker.
Yes!
I love it.
Yes! Y'all see who it is? I got my buddy over here. Can somebody just say, hey, Lenny Harrell?
Okay.
Yes! That's my buddy over here. Yes, if you don't mind, go ahead and tag a friend, text a friend. I just saw an inbox message saying, do you want me to share? Absolutely. Share this thing. Get this thing out. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Cree. Cree, it was good sitting next to you tonight at church. Tracy, good to see you. Listen, I thank God for a pastor that understands. Big shout out to my pastor who I shout out every week, Bishop Anthony W. Gilliard, who understands that I got this going on. So at the end of Bible study, I'm tipping out like this. I try not to be a distraction. I think I'm going to start sitting in the back. Right. So no one even knows when I'm in or out.
Right.
Y'all, I got something to show y'all. So look at this real quick. I'm going to show you this clip, right?
Well, I had to learn this. I do not correct my husband. I believe that it is my responsibility to have the confidence to give him my perspective. Then we can talk about it and he can self-correct. I love him so much, and I desire to honor and respect him. And I'm married to him, so I would assume that he wants me to feel the same exact way. To take my perspective into high consideration with his actions. But I married a grown man. I'm not going to be disrespectful and talk to him like a child. Oh, I had to learn this. I do not correct my husband. I believe that it is my responsibility to have the confidence.
If you correct a husband or a wife, does that mean you're treating them like a child? Absolutely not. I totally disagreed with that. And you can give your perspective and bring about correction at the same time. So I think that we got the wrong idea. And I actually love Dana Chanel. I love her because she's just this cutesy wootsy little thing that is just adorable, sweet young lady based on what I've seen. She don't take no mess. Got two beautiful kids, a beautiful her husband is beautiful. Was she? That's a gorgeous girl.
Uncle Magic from the TV commercials. Uncle Magic.
Really? She's drop dead gorgeous. Her husband is drop dead gorgeous. They match each other with their beauty. Alicia's on. I'm going to clap for Alicia even though she's a big fan of Tina Marie. And I'm not. Amen. Hi, Alicia. I see you. She's one of the loyalties. Oh, my gosh. We're going to give a big shout out to Alicia who's dialed in to be a loyalty tonight. I see you, Alicia. So I love Dana Chanel. I love her brand. I love what she's doing. She's all for get out there, get it done. Whatever you need to make happen, make it happen. That girl hustles. I mean, really, really hustles. Her husband hustles. They are like the ideal couple for a young generation.
Gotcha.
But I don't agree with that. I think that you can correct somebody, whether it's a husband or a wife, and give your perspective and have it be respectful.
Yeah.
In love. You know how many times I've been corrected in anything? or in a relationship when I was married, you know, Dwayne used to say, "Oh, Tiff, you can't say that." I'm like, "Why not?" You know, and this is why. So he corrected me, and I received it. So it's okay for it to be one-sided, where like it's okay for him to correct me and I hear his perspective, but I should be able to do the same thing. So I just think it's a two-way street.
I don't even feel like correction should even be a
The
part
word,
of the
right?
language.
I like that.
That's doing that, because as I'm sitting here and I'm going over it, I'm like correction is not the right word. Like it's just pure communication. Like when you're able to have that clear communication and be able to have that safe space with someone to talk about your feelings and understand, it's not about correction. It's about understanding.
Understanding.
Yeah.
What I need from you is understanding. That's
Listen.
what Skip said.
Listen.
That's what she said. That's what Skip said. Okay, and so then look at this. So somebody just said that's not treating him like a child. I don't agree with that either. Norm, you a whole grown married man. How many?
Wait, Norma's like, you're not gonna put me in this conversation.
You see that? He did not even open his mouth to say no.
My wife listened to this show. Trying to set me up. Watch out for her, Lenny.
I just had a couple of questions real quick. But yeah, I think that, you know what, I'm not going to lie. Leisha, I saw you jump on, my sweet girl. And I guess we'll see you on the Zoom another time. And that's okay. You're still a loyalty in my book, even though we disagree about who you like singing. Amen. So in between that, I gotta make an announcement. Oh my goodness, I have a big, can somebody say big? I got a really, really big, really big announcement that I'm going to make. The announcement is, so I have a women's group, right, that's called Unbothered, the Movement. And you would be so proud because it's like growing. And I have now,
That's dope.
Isn't that amazing? And can you believe it? I was in a situation with somebody.
Okay. Situationship?
Situationship.
Got you.
And the person aggravated me. And instead of, I'm not one now I'll check somebody on the street. But when I'm in a relationship, I don't do that. I don't do arguing in relationships. I don't. There's just a lot of don'ts that I do, right? And so instead of me, texting or because when you put words out there to a person directly, you can't take them back. So what I decided to do was make a T-shirt called Unbothered. Oh, that's right. Alicia's in Aruba. Girl, you better go ahead and watch the show from Aruba. Man, I can't even get mad at you liking TM tonight. I'm not going to even get mad. I'm not.
I love it.
Yes. So what ended up happening was instead of me like getting angry and having that kind of vibe where it could have did something, even though I had a right to, I went downstairs, made a T-shirt, pulled out my vinyl, made me a T-shirt that said #Unbothered. And my cousin said, turn it into a movement. I said, no, I'm tired of people pulling on me to do stuff. Absolutely not. I got too much on my plate. She said, cuz, you need to do it. I said, frugga. So what do? I created a group called Unbothered, the Movement.
Nice.
Yes, we got 524 women. We are a couple of us, about 6 of us, are leaving Thursday to go to St. Martin.
Wow.
And this is my first time out of the country. I'll have to tell the passport story the other day.
Apparently they heard us while we
Listen,
were talking.
they might have heard it right. Y'all, did y'all hear the passport story? Good God Almighty. But in between that, so now my conference will be January 7th of next year. This is the 4th year that we're doing the conference. It's been come on. So I'm getting ready to show you guys. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
You ready to see who's going? movement. And the theme is called Unpacked and Unbothered. And this is the first time that we're making the announcement about it. I made the announcement first in the group of the Unbothered group because I said, y'all need to get first dibs on it. And so they got first dibs. That's what it is. And now I'm putting it out there so people can start registering. You can go to the website, www.unbotherthemovement.com. So that's my tea for the day.
Nice.
Yay! Are you guys excited? Isn't this wonderful? I'm so super excited.
I love when positive movements come.
Yeah.
Come out of nowhere
Listen,
and
I'm
it
gonna
turns
tell you
into something great.
something
You know what I
great,
mean?
because I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I don't play no mess in there. I got a church mother who does what I call, her name is Mother Miller, and I called it Monday Moments with Mother E, because her name is I can't call her first name without saying mother. Her name is Mother Era. That just feels awkward. I can't just. I gotta say mother like mother's her first name.
Right.
Her name is Mother Erica Miller, so it's Monday Moments with Mother E, and that's the most realest church mother I've ever seen. Like, she's like super duper real. Well, one of them, she's super duper real, talks about everything, and prays for you at the same time. And so between that, we got several things going on, and I'm so super duper excited for this getaway. And so big shout out to everybody that's tuned in, those who are jumping on. Hey, Wade, I see you. Everybody that's jumping on, and I'm excited, but can I just be like straight up honest with you about something? What excites me, to be honest, shh, don't tell nobody. I got Lenny Harold sitting next to me. Yes! What's going on, friend?
How are you? How have
Man,
you been?
I'm better now.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's
That's
been
what's up.
forever.
Yeah, it has been.
It's
really
been a
has
minute.
been. It really has been.
He got a chance. Let me tell you something, Mama Laney. He got a chance to see some real stuff because he came to the show. We did the Christmas giveaway.
Yeah.
You was there for the Christmas giveaway. You were there for the first time that you came. We kicked it off just immediately.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah,
some people
yeah.
do. I can't do no interview and just be like, so how are you today? Oh, we gonna
Right,
do
right.
this, and then did you know? So you've been in the industry for how long?
Right,
You know,
right,
I mean,
right,
come on,
right.
do your research. We already know. So why don't you just say you've been in the industry this long? How do you like it?
Right. Oh, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
But that was the realness that I loved about just you and your whole team that day. And those days that I was there, it was just great energy. And I remember I left and I was telling Kay, I was like, I really like her. I like this team. Like, that was a really great interview. And I was like, that was fun. This is the way interviews need to be. You know?
Shout out to the way interviews need to be.
You know, because it's just about having fun, and that's how you really get to know people. You know?
And I
So,
think sometimes
yeah.
people get so lost in the work, they forget to be who they are.
Yeah.
And that's why.
That's
Come
a
on and
word.
preach it.
That's a word. I felt that one. That's a word.
That is
Y'all
a
heard
whole
that?
word right
Quote
there.
that.
I might have to rewind it because I know it's
That's
God, 'cause I don't
another
remember it.
That's another T-shirt. I'm just
That's
saying. You
another
heard it
t-shirt?
first.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'm definitely gonna have to do another T-shirt.
Yep. That's a word.
Then I'll go ahead and remind me to make that into a
Yep, I
T-shirt.
got you.
Because I don't even remember what I said. That's how I know it's God. Just that quick. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the realness
Yeah.
is, to me, let me know if I'm wrong. Check me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
The realness is what brought you to Warrior.
Listen.
So you done went to the mountain and
Listen.
got, went to this high pinnacle.
Come on with it.
Come on here.
Come on with
You
it.
was at the highest point. You was at the mountaintop.
Yes, ma'am.
And now, from the mountaintop, you know what's interesting? You are now, it's almost like reverse.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think you would be the warrior first and climb the mountain, but you was at the mountain, and then it seems like you might have had to come down for a little bit to rest in who you are, with who you truly are to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's when the warrior came
Yes.
up. Tell us
That's-
about how that got started.
That's how you literally said it all. Like, if you go by the covers, first of all, I knew going into this project that I wanted to do some type of trilogy about my journey. I'm a big comic book fan, and I wanted to kind of relate all of those, like the magicalness, the enchantment, the the powers, the all kinds of different things like that.
My daddy loves. Big shout out to my daddy who loves comic books. Because
that's what I'm talking about.
He's all for the good.
Shout out to Dad.
Yes, and what you just said. The power.
Yeah.
Comic books are nothing but good versus evil.
Listen, and it's about being aware of your power and how to walk in that power. And that's what it's all about. And that's really what Warrior was. Like, if you look at the cover of Mountain High, I'm looking off into that valley, seeing that light in the distance and knowing that I got to get there. But there's this valley that's underneath there. Like, I got to walk through that valley first. And so this is Warrior. And now I'm off that mountain and I got to tread low in order to get back high again. And like my mom always said, sometimes God will pull you back.
Come on and talk.
Slingshot you forward.
That's it.
And so this was literally that moment, especially during COVID, where I was like, I had to pull the skeletons out of my closet. I had to recognize what I was doing this for, because I had a lot of lows in this industry, where, it wasn't panning out. Like, you invest a lot of money, you invest a lot of time, and when that doesn't come back full circle, you're looking at yourself as a business, and I'm like, I've been foreclosed. Like,
right.
But God reminded me what I was doing this for, and it wasn't for that. It was the message. It was the love that I was supposed to be, presenting to the world, and it was this freedom in what I'm doing and how that was supposed to be presented to the world. And so God reminded me of why I loved this in the beginning, and Warrior just started writing itself. Wow. Yeah, and a lot of these songs were written a while ago. So
really?
Warrior was written in like 2015.
That's before Mountain High.
It was during that whole process. Wow. We wrote all of the segments and planned out everything, how this whole tale was going to be told. And so Warrior was written back then. But it's so funny, when I started recording Cosmic, I thought I was going to go into the Warrior project, but something just wasn't feeling right. Like, it wasn't the time for it. And so during that time, Warrior mutated into Cosmic, and that was the project that came out. And then during COVID was when it was like everything was tugging at me, like, it's Warrior time. It's Warrior time. This is it. And so I was like, all right, let's go. Let's do it.
It's Warrior time.
Warrior time, baby.
What was the hardest part about doing this project?
Oh, you know what? The hardest part, I will say, is being completely honest with myself.
Were you nervous about, because I wonder if everybody who does a project, even like before Beyonce really did Lemonade, and before we had different people putting certain songs out and them pouring out their pain.
Yeah.
So was there a time when you said, I can't do this because then they're going to realize it's me?
Listen. I went through a lot of doubt with this project, because I realized that I was exposing a different side of myself that nobody had experienced and nobody was expecting, and so I didn't know how the audience was going to receive it. And then I had to challenge my own bravery and my own courage to see if I was even ready for it. But I knew that this was its time, and I knew I had to swallow that doubt, and I had to just keep pushing. And so it was the fear of just really, truly just being honest with me and not being afraid to be unapologetically myself, and not be afraid to put that on tape.
And not being afraid to put that on tapes means that you were unbothered.
Listen.
I love it. I love it. I love that you are, because you know how some people say you reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that because you've reinvented. You've been the same person, but people get to see you from a different perspective. It's almost like you get to force people without forcing them, but you kind of force them like, yo, this is me.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
I've been through this. I've been through betrayal. I'm a warrior for a reason.
Yeah.
That intro where you walking, I didn't know if it was snow, dust, what. I said, whatever it is, he walking through a storm.
Listen.
And at the end of the day, the hardest part is when you're walking through a storm. Because one thing, I always look into extra stuff. When you were walking, you turned away, but still looked.
Yeah.
There's times when you're dealing with so many different things that you do have to turn away, but the only way to go through it is by still going ahead and looking.
Yeah, you gotta
and
face
taking
it.
that.
Yep.
You gotta face it. So in this warrior and facing this with, I listen to. I love the song Warrior.
Oh, thank you.
No,
Thank
I
you.
love the song Warrior. I think every time you do something, I always have this one that I become like OCD with.
Right. Shout out to A Nat who wrote that, and that's
really
music. Yeah.
That
he
one
truly broke my heart with that record. It tells everything.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing. And so between that. And do you get people that still compare it to Mountain High?
You know what? I think what's been interesting, actually, because, that's the way I kind of gave a little bit of instruction before listening to Warrior. I said, when this album comes out, play Mountain High first because it literally bleeds right into Warrior. And I was like, and if you don't want to listen to the whole project, just at least listen to that last song, Mountain High, and allow that to go into Warrior. And people received it. I was really, when I got phone calls from friends, fellow artists, like damn near in tears, relating to so much of the music that was on this project. And I was like, okay, I became overwhelmed that Friday that it was released. I received so much love. So all of that fear that I had just was like out the door. And I was like, okay, now I understand that this is bigger than me. This is reminding other people to grab hold of their warrior and to know that you can call upon that warrior whenever you need it. Because you literally have everything you need. God always gives us everything we need to go against any battle. You know what I mean? And so we're already tooled up. Like, we got our armor. It's just about putting that on.
And I think people don't want to put the armor on because the armor is heavy.
Ooh.
You want me to clap that up real quick?
Yeah, do that. We got another gym, y'all. Tiff, I'm just letting you know I'm stealing that. Okay? If you see that hashtag on Instagram tomorrow, I'll shout you out. I'll shout you out, though. Okay?
Well, I appreciate that because I know I'm not going to tag the people that's been doing stuff that I'm trying. Amen! I'm going to be gracious tonight. I'm going to be gracious tonight because I'm growing in grace and I'm growing in God.
Listen.
And my salvation, me being saved, has saved your life. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Hallelujah. But thank you. Listen, the armor is heavy. That's real talk.
Yeah.
It's nothing like being able to say, I know that I can go ahead and put this helmet on. And guess what? The helmet is going to protect everything going on in my mind. But in the same time, how heavy is that helmet going to be when my neck might start hurting?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, if my neck is hurting, because you got the whole spine there, next thing you know, my back might start hurting.
Right.
It just leads from one thing to another. So the armor is worth it.
Yeah.
But it's sure enough weighty.
Yeah.
It's worth it, but it's weighty.
Yeah.
But it's heavy.
But if you keep going, though.
Keep going.
Like, if you keep going, that armor is like going to the gym. You are muscle building.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you're enduring,
Wade said, Lord, don't start preaching.
Listen.
But you are so right. It becomes your exercise equipment.
Yeah, it really does.
The armor becomes your exercise equipment.
Yep.
It's all based on how you look at it.
Yep.
I know I need it. I know it's heavy, but like you said, it's going to build that muscle.
It's going to build
and
that
now
muscle.
you are, how did the guy in Norbert say, you strong like warrior.
Right.
Mr. Wu.
Right. I need to sample
strong
that.
Like
that
warrior.
Was great. Yes. That's great.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
I want us, tell me about Check on Me. Ooh. Listen, I heard that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I was like, hold up. I'm so glad I'm not in a situation anymore.
Right.
Where.
Right.
I could say, I haven't heard from you.
Yeah.
You ain't check on me.
Yeah.
But I'm the one checking on you,
Right.
or I'm the one doing this.
Yeah.
I've had that happen because people get so spoiled with you doing everything, they feel like they don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
The whole devil is a lie. If I'm checking on you, you better check to see if I got a pulse.
Listen.
It takes 2 seconds.
But that's what happens when you're a person that has nurturing energy. You know what I mean? And your gift is to nurture. You know what I mean? And so when you care and you constantly give, a lot of people don't realize that, you know, the giver or the one that seems like they have the strength might be going through something because they're like, oh, you got this, and it's like, no, I'm actually in a low moment. I'm trying,
a real low moment.
Right, I'm just trying not to show it because I got all this other stuff I got to still deal with and balance through. And so that's really where that came from. And it was actually in the midst of creating this project, my partner and I, it was just like, it was a situation where it was getting way too heavy, and it was so much that they were putting on me that I couldn't do what I needed to do, and I couldn't speak all the things that I was going through, and I felt like I didn't have that space.
And no voice.
And so eventually what I did was I just wrote down all my thoughts. I just wrote down everything that I was feeling, all my frustrations. I went to the studio, and shout out to A-Nat again, and that's A-Natural. I always abbreviate that. Shout out to A-Natural. And he was able to construct and detail and posture all of my feelings in a way that came out like, check on me, yes, I'm drowning steadily, you could pull up on me, save me from myself, you know, like,
why you gonna make me take this wig off and throw it at you?
And when I tell you, listen, we listened back to that recording and we were just like, this is bigger. And then coming from a male perspective, you know what I mean? It hits even more because a lot of times, especially black men, we're not as vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because we're taught not to be that vulnerable. But this was that moment of saying, check on me. I'm drowning steadily.
Come on.
You could pull up on me and save me from myself.
You could pull up on me and save me from myself.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the strength to pull up yourself.
Yeah, right now I'm losing it. Yeah.
And then am I wrong for saying that people will literally watch you drown and still expect you to go ahead and pull yourself up? I'm like, you don't see the water over my head?
Right. But then they use you to step over, like, oh, okay, yeah, I see you getting there, but you got me though? You got me? Because I still got to hit the other side of the river. Like, and it's like, but seriously, you just going,
like, I see your hand up just a little. That's enough for you to tread.
Right.
Come on, no. Come out there and pull me.
Right.
Get me out this water.
Right.
You know, and I think that, yes, Denise says vulnerability. Wade Roberts said, I like that. And and Tracy said that's always the case. And Lucretia said that's so true.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's always going to be like, okay, what about me? And I'm gonna be honest with you, what about me is not being selfish.
It's not. And that's the thing.
We've
That's the
been
power
taught
in
that.
that. Exactly. That's not selfish. That's actually how we're all talking about, you know, mental health, and we're talking about self-care, and we're talking about all of these things. Like, that is self-care.
That's self-care. Check on me.
That is setting boundaries for yourself, and that's saying, you know, again, no is a complete sentence. And when somebody asks you to do something and you know you don't have the capacity to do that, you have to set those boundaries, and you have to be like, no, I can't do that right now because I need to fill myself up. Because if I can't be no good to you if I'm not good for myself.
Right.
And so you literally taking the bottom of the barrel from me, like, and I ain't got nothing left. Nothing.
And you still want to try to take it from me.
And people have to understand, and we have to come to this point of understanding when we're pulling too much on people, you know, and that takes both parties understanding again, and that's not correction, that is understanding. Because correction is like, oh, I'm correcting you, you need to, you know, next time you need to put the lawnmower in the garage. You know what I mean? But if we're getting into a conversation and a person is willing to understand, that means they're open. That means they're not taking offense to what you're saying.
No offense, they're receiving it. Because the
it.
correction helps. People don't understand. There's something about correction that at the end of the day, will bring you to a place of, how can I say? What's the word that I'm trying to say? If you, unless, depending on how you look at it, correction caresses chaos. Correction can easily go ahead and massage something before it becomes this massive mess. Correction brings order. In a place where it's, you can go ahead and see clearly. Sometimes
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
It's you correct them. Listen, and that's the word. That's the word. The Bible is very clear about that. And if the word talks about love being correction, even what is it in Lord?
Don't get me to lie.
Is it Psalm? It might be in Psalms, and where it talks about how chastising a child, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So at the end of the day, beat them. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I'm saying. Don't beat the child.
Be careful, they're going to cancel you. You know we in that culture.
Can I tell you something? I'm so sick and tired of being in Facebook jail. I'm so over Facebook jail. So not beat them, but at the end of the day, correct them. Yeah. And that says that if you don't correct them, you're going to have a spoiled mess.
Yep.
You're going to have a spoiled mess. Yep. Denise says here, Wade says, took me a long time to realize that.
Wow.
Denise said, cliche, you have to pour into yourself before pouring into someone else. Yeah. And you are 100% right. Yep. I want to get into this check on me. Can we get in a check on me? Are you ready?
Baby, how you doing? How's your day? Let me pour a drink and let me fix your plate. Go and tell me about it, that's your normal way. I won't interrupt, now I won't say a thing. I'm so used to hearing every detail of it, about what's stressing you and now you're so sick of it. But don't worry about what I've been going through, I'll just hold it in like I always do. If it sounds like I'm complaining, it's probably 'cause I'm always refraining. What's weighing on me? Save me from myself. Check on me. Ooh, you think I'm strong like I don't need no one else, but I need you. Yeah, I need you. Cancer tendencies been fucking with me, got me bending over backwards trampoline. I'm gonna do for you, but what you do for me? Get my last to you, what you gon' give to me? Out here reading minds like a sidekick, getting no shine like a sidekick, and I keep it hush, keep it silent. Don't you?
And I don't know. Help me. It was right before that. I need you to get that lyric. I need you to sing it. The part where you said about refraining. There's a part where you said something, but I've been refraining. It's almost like you've been wanting to do something, but you've been holding back. What is that part? I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's a part in the song in the beginning.
If it sounds like I'm complaining,
that's it.
If it sounds like I'm complaining, it's probably 'cause I'm always refraining. What's weighing on me? No, I make this look good, but for real, you should just check on me. Yeah. Yeah. How many times have we pulled back like that, Making space for somebody else because we feel like that's the right thing to do, but we're not doing the right thing for ourselves.
I'm so going to end the show with that song.
Let's go.
I'm going to end with that song and just let it run out. Because do you know that has been one of the biggest forms of bondage in my life?
Wow.
I have literally, one of the biggest things that I used to deal with is, not, like I said, I'm good with, Tracy. Y'all need to go to www.lennyharold.com.
Boom.
How about
and subscribe.
that? And subscribe.
You get all those exclusives.
Yes. Follow
Yes.
him on YouTube. Follow him on Facebook. His name on Facebook is Lenny Harold.
Yep,
go to
awesome.
his website. Look at his bio. This is not somebody who's fly by night. This is somebody who has put his foot in. He has put his foot in. Yeah, Wade, you can go to his website to get your CD. Go to www.
It's on all streaming platforms. You can you can actually download it from the website. So that's www.lennyharold.com, and everything is there. Man. Make sure you join. Make sure you subscribe and join the text messaging blast, because all of that stuff, you get all of the exclusive updates, what's going on. I will soon be building a members part to my page, which is all going to be about, uplifting and inspiring and encouraging people to grab hold of their own warrior. So that's coming. We're building that part of the side of the website. So I'm trying to build a community of warriors right now.
I'm gonna be a warrior.
There you go. Put on that armor, baby.
I'm gonna be a warrior.
Put on that armor, baby.
I'm gonna be a warrior. Y'all gonna get the claps tonight. Y'all gonna get the bombs tonight. Y'all gonna get the dynamite tonight. Because I'm gonna be all of that when I get my warrior out. You best believe that.
Listen,
if I can push every button on here, I can't push all of them. But if I could,
I love it.
I would.
Yes.
You really, this song, not just the song, but your music as a whole. Like I was saying, this, like in relationships for me, that was the bondage thing.
Wow.
I would never really speak my piece.
Wow.
And so there's been situations where if I was in a relationship, the person would talk to me a certain way and I would just take it.
Wow.
The heck, you've seen it.
Wow.
I mean, people would just literally just be like, you don't take no mess from nobody else.
Wow.
But this is what, and I'm like, no, well, because I don't do drama in relationships.
Right.
But am I not bringing on drama by holding that in and becoming a walking time bomb?
Yep.
Is my health and stress worth it? This is how people die, get heart attacks, unnecessary strokes. This warrior project, the only word that comes to my mind is deliverance. Woo! That's the only thing that comes to my mind. The only thing that comes to my mind is deliverance. Is that what you felt when you did this?
That's yes, Tiff. Yes. By the end of just recording it, there's several songs on this project that afforded me my freedom, and afforded me the awareness, and the clarity of what my purpose is. And ever since then, once you hit a new level, there's new devils. You know what I mean? And so, currently right now, what I'm doing is making sure that I hold on to my warrior, because there's new doubts that are in my head.
That weren't there before.
That weren't there before. But that's just confirmation that, okay, I passed my test. I'm at a new level. I just got to learn how to navigate through this. But when I tell you, like, I feel like the artist I have always been destined to be, and I can't wait to see where this goes.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm like legit proud of you. I was proud of you before, but I'm proud of you differently now, because not for just you coming out with something. Just because you come out with something doesn't make a person proud. A reason why anybody should just be proud of you, because it's about the content and what it's going to do, not just for other people, but for yourself. I heard someone say that there was this preacher, big shout out to Pastor Glover, who said she would never want to preach a message for anybody and it doesn't apply to her own life. You know what I'm saying? And so that's powerful. So even with this, everything that you put yourself into, big shout out to Elder Don Devereaux. Hey, Elder Dev. And so everything that you put yourself into, it has gotten to this place of, you know what? Yeah, it's for the people, but this is freeing me. This is healing for me. This is deliverance for me. This is me letting go of everything. And now that this new doubt is coming on, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I used to work in a when I lived in Dallas, which to me is the best place ever.
Dallas is fun.
Dallas is fun. I loved Dallas. And I worked in the school district, and I worked in a mental health clinic for the school district.
Wow.
And I asked the director, shout out to Donna Brown Davis, and she was my supervisor. And I said, Donna, that's how I always call her. I would never.
I was waiting for the rest of it.
Right.
Because I was already intrigued. You
Right.
caught my attention.
Right.
Donna.
Donna. That's how I always call. I don't say, hi, Donna. No, Donna. Like, even if I call her and she answers, she'll say, Tiffany. I'm going to say, Donna. I said, Donna, is there a such thing as, because we hear people being afraid, we hear things of fear, but there's levels to fear.
Oh, yeah.
I said, is there anything in the DSM for being afraid to succeed? And she said, there's no such thing. And I said, well, somebody needs to create it.
Yeah.
Because I think that when you get to a certain point, there's these level of expectations. Have you ever been, even with this project, with a doubt of what people might have expected from the previous project? The doubt kicks in because it's like, well, will the same people or new ones that hear the other songs and the other CDs, will they be able to rock out with this?
Right.
Has that happened to you?
Yes, it definitely has. Yeah, I was really concerned. Number one, I dropped this on July 22nd, right? And that's smack dab in the heart of summer,
Right.
you know? And I'm presenting this project that's all about healing and encouraging and uplifting, and yet still talking about the vulnerability of all the things that I've gone through. I was like, ain't nobody got time for this. Everybody's sitting over here waiting for Beyonce to drop. You know, we got all these twerk anthems out here, and this doesn't match up to any of the energy that I have released from before.
Right.
You know, and so I was like, I don't have what would be classified as the bop. You know what I mean? That's going to get everybody like, oh!
Right,
But
right.
this is one of those projects that I was like, you know what? I feel like, number one, everything comes out on my birthday because it comes out on the 22nd of whatever month, because I feel like that number is so powerful to me. It means so many things to me. And so I feel like on that number, I'm birthing something else from myself. And so I was like, it has to come out this time. And I even thought about pushing it back. Like, I went through so many points of doubt and fear and people just not being receptive, that I almost talked myself out of releasing it.
Really?
Yeah, I almost talked myself out of releasing it. And sometimes if I sit too long
And think.
but I'm blessed because I have certain people in my life. I have shout out to A Natural, shout out to my mother, shout out to Authentic, shout out to Mike, shout out to KP, shout out to these people shout out to Toy, shout out to these people that force me to be like, and they hit me with the what
Right.
you not gonna do.
What you not going to do.
Right. And you know what? And that's, number one, that's a blessing because
Yeah.
you have people that speak their truth and
Right.
they're not afraid. Because, you know, you can have a lot of people that'll be like, no, you know, it's okay. You know, if you feel like this is what you need to do. No. Be my friend.
Tell
be
me
my
the
friend.
truth. Be my friend.
Be
Tell
my
me
friend
the truth.
and tell me really what you feel. And especially A-Nat. A-Nat was like, no, you have to drop this because he knows me. He was like, look, A-Nat was like, you're going to talk yourself out of this. And I'm not going to allow you to talk yourself out of this because this is your opus. Like, it needs to be heard. And so once it came out, and again, when I heard just the reception from everything, and, you know, I had friends of mine that were calling me. I had a friend of mine that called me about 2 days ago who was like, yo, I finally got the time to actually sit down and listen to this. He was like, you had me at Warrior. He was like, how are you starting off the project like this?
Right. It's not
And
even
then-
in the middle of the end.
Right. And then he was like, I got to what I want. And he was like, okay, I had to stop everything and I had to pick up the phone and call you. He was like, man, how do you feel? And I was like, I feel good. And I feel good right now that you're connecting to it. And whatever you're getting out of it, that's blessing me. And it's making me feel like, okay, that's the purpose. Because I know I know, Tiff, I know that this project is not going to be that project that's going to get all these numbers and it's going to gain me access to all of these festivals and different things like that, because people are afraid to heal. People are afraid to confront themselves. People are afraid, you know what I mean? And so if you're not in that space of trying to line up with what is spiritually divine and trying to line up with a higher frequency for yourself, just for your own self-care, you're not going to be in the presence to hear it. And so I already know that this project is for particular ears, and I'm just happy that it's getting to particular ears. And what's going to happen is that the universe is going to break wide open, because once those particular ears hear it, then they're going to be like, oh, you got to listen to such and such and such and such. And like I always said, whatever happens with this, I already did the work. And so now because I did the work for me, you know? And so whoever gets that and reaps the benefit of that,
your job is done.
my job is done. My job is done. Like, my definition, and ANAT and Authentic and I, we always talk about what our definition of success is. And it's no longer that big image that I had growing up. You know, we all want to be Michael Jackson. We all want to be Beyonce. We all want to hit the big screens and the big stages and stuff like that. And that if God has that for me, I got it, and I will hold it with all my morality and all my spirituality. But at the same time, it's about, what am I doing? One of the things that I always said to myself, everybody always talks about the problems in the songs, and nobody gives even just like a suggestion of a solution, you know? And so that's always been my thing. Let's put more love out here. Let's give some answers. Let's give a suggestion on a better way of handling whatever you're going through, or be inspired to love a little bit harder, you know? And so that's where my heart is, and that's where going through COVID and eliminating all of my skeletons, that's where God brought me back to.
I so appreciate you. Let me tell y'all something. When Norm walked in that door, Norm will tell you, when he walk in, you know what I do? Well, y'all, Norm just walked into the building. I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Make Me Matter radio show. Norm just walked in the building. You know what that meant when I heard those keys? I love Norm. Hi, Norm.
That's hilarious.
Every week.
Listen.
When Norm come back in, y'all already know I don't play with Norm. But when I tell you, I thank God to hear that. Norm, this is just a story of just healing and deliverance and everything. It was just beautiful. Good stuff. I'm going to I just love you. You know I love me some you.
Love you too.
Mama Laney, I've been loving him for a long time. That's my buddy. The first time I interviewed him several years ago.
Yeah.
It was just so powerful.
Yeah.
And just a good person. And it seems like the good people seem to be go through the hell the most, and the bad ones seem to be living it up. But they gotta.
We're the lighthouses out here.
We are.
So, you know,
and we just got to take it.
We're going to get hit with them waves, but we still got to keep
Come on
light.
and preach!
You know what I mean?
Come, look. I felt that in my shondo. I felt that in my shondo. I'm not doing this. Oh, man. I got to get you back on here. I got to get you back on here. I will come back
whenever.
You just totally made my... I love you, Lenny.
I love you too.
Congratulations on your project. Mama Laney, thank you for coming through. And I thank you, Norm, as usual.
Appreciate you, Norm. And
Norm is the
BKS1
best.
Radio.
Big shout out to Norm. Storm Norm, the General. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Big shout out to everybody. Everyone is saying yes. Lenny Wade went ahead and subscribed to whatever I don't know if it's iTunes or whatever. He said I subscribed. He said just did it. Everyone is saying speak Lenny. Awesome interview. Great message. So big shout out to everybody on the check-in that has tuned in and supported. Video without giving you guys the outro. So at the end of the day, we're about to wrap this thing up. I'm going to end with Lenny's video. Y'all make sure you guys go ahead to his page, go on all his social media platforms,
Yep, all
get his
Lenny Harold,
music,
yep.
support. Let him know
It's
that
on
you
all
saw
streaming
him.
platforms. Exactly. It's on all streaming platforms, whichever one you love. Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music. I'm there. Just look up Lenny Harold. Again, subscribe to the website. You get all of the exclusives. Again, I'm trying to really, really build a community of warriors because we out here, and we need to also remind ourselves to strengthen each other. We gotta check on each other, and that's what it's all about.
We're going to be checking on you. I'm going to check on you. You're going to check on me.
I'm going to check on you too, bro.
Let's get into
Come
check
on
on
now.
me. How
Come
about
on
that?
now.
We will see you next week. On another time, we'll see you another time. Matter of fact, I won't be here next week because I got a State of the Church address, and I will be at church. I will be at church. Amen.
Listen.
So I will see you guys the following week. But in the meantime and in between time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys support him. And at the end of the day, I want you guys to continue to support him. All right?
Baby, how you doing? How's your day? Let me pour a drink and let me fix your plate. Go and tell me about it, that's your normal way. I won't interrupt, now I won't say a thing. I'm so used to hearing every detail of it, about what's stressing you and now you're so sick of it. But don't worry about what I've been going through, I'll just hold it in like I always do. If it sounds like I'm complaining, it's probably 'cause I'm always refraining. What's weighing on me? I know I make this look good, but for real you should just check on me. I'm trying to stay me. You could pull up on me, save me from myself. Check on me. I'm not getting me. You think I'm strong like I don't need no one else, but I need you. Yeah, I need you. Yeah, I need you. Cancer tendencies been fucking with me, got me bending over backwards trampoline. I'm gon' do for you, but what you do for me? Get my last to you, what you gon' give to me? Out here reading minds like a sidekick, getting no shine like a sidekick, and I keep it hush, keep it silent. Don't you think I'm really over this shit? If it sounds like I'm complaining, it's probably 'cause I'm always refraining. What's weighing on me? I know I make this look good, but for real you should just check on me. Yeah, I'm trying to stay with me. You could pull up on me, save me from myself. Check on me. Yeah. You think I'm strong like I don't need no one else, but I need. Said I need. Yeah, I need you. Yeah, I need you. Just wanna be seen and I need to be heard. The simplest thing, don't make it absurd. The strongest advice, still need to be saved. Look past yourself and just try to see me.